Hello, Libra. Well, it's nice to see you here. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Libra, I'm here with a few Oracle decks, and we are talking about the in-between. In-between what? In between the eclipses, of course. And so we are in this space right now of being in the in-between. And we had an eclipse on the 13th. And now, the 12th, and now we are headed for an eclipse on the 27th or 28th. I'm not sure which day. You might want to clear it up. I guess it depends what part of the world you're in. So let's take a look. We're going to ask a few questions. First question is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, friends. What was activated by the first eclipse for you, Libra? What did the first eclipse activate for you? It says, look at the bigger picture. So I feel it was trying to make you zoom out and see things that you may have not seen before. So if that hasn't happened yet, look, we're still in the in-between, right? Bottom of the deck, it says, be bold and make the first move. Interesting. So maybe you're being asked to make the first move on something. And if you don't, possibly it may not come to fruition for you, but maybe it's just not the right time, right? Second question we are asking is, what are you being prepared to understand during this in-between period? Tell me, what is Libra meant to understand or being prepared to understand through this in-between phase here? Sweet results await. So it is something here that you have been waiting for, but I do feel that you will have to pull back and take a wide lens view of what's going on. The photographers, you should know it should be a prime lens, possibly. So, bottom of the deck, we have think on your feet. So it does feel like if you are going to make this bold move, it feels like it's something you will do like that. I'm going to say after maybe a period of waiting, thinking, being maybe in hermit energy or dark night of the soul. We have 2 and 7, which is 9. It feels like after thinking about it for a while, you might just decide that you're just, okay, today's the day. I'm just going to go do it. I'm going to make the bold move. I'm just going to do it. There's something here that is coming to light once you pull back and take a wide lens view angle of what's going on. You'll get more details, I believe. Then we're going to ask what needs to shift in order for a major change to occur within your life. Tell me about Libra. We've got surrender to effortlessness. All right. It says, stop pushing so hard. Libra, stop it. Stop pushing it so hard to keep it balanced. It says here, the art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river, right? Once we have the twig in hand and we throw it in the river, it's not like we run along the bank and say, don't go that way, right? We're not going to force it to go a certain way. We're just going to allow it to be. So I think that's what this is saying. It's like stop trying so hard or stop wishing, hoping. Is it ready now? Is it ready now? Like it feels like that sort of energy. Effortlessness. Follow instead of leading. Try not to push things together that aren't supposed to be together. Bottom of the deck says surrender to setting limits. It says this, it is healthy to set boundaries in your relationships. Practice expressing needs. And remember that no is a complete sentence. I think I've told you all that before, right? N-O with a period is a complete sentence. And you don't really have to give a whole long reason why. It's okay to just say, no, I can't do that this time. Tell me about Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Libra. Libra. I think the Venus is in your sign right now, isn't it? Feeling a little lovey-dovey? Tell me about it. How's it making you feel? Tell me about Libra. In the in-between, tell me about Libra. I'll get all the cards out on the table and then we'll talk about them. We've got the Devil. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. We've got the Sun. It feels right here, I'm just going to say it because Charlie said it, something is holding you back from your greatness. Something is holding you back from being seen. It feels like something you're attached to or can't break an attachment to. We've got the Queen of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Knight of Wands in the reverse. and the Eight of Pentacles. We've got the Knight of Cups. We've got the Chariot. And we've got the Page of Wands. That's when everything starts to flow a little easier. When you stop pushing and going with the flow. Following what is instead of leading it and trying to fit it into the thought pattern that you think it's supposed to be fitting into. It's like a square peg in a round hole, right? Bottom of the deck, we have Page of Cups. Okay, so it does feel like during this period that there is going to be something showing up that you are not expecting. I think it's good news, or whatever the, Page of Pentacles is here as well. So it could be a good news, good message. It could be something that makes you feel good, something you're not expecting. All right, so what is being activated, or what has been activated by the first eclipse? I feel like it's causing you to really pull away and look at things, look at the bigger picture. So look at things with greater detail. I think when you do that, you feel or realize that you're being held back from your greatness. I think you are somebody who is capable of being in the Nine of Pentacles, being quite wealthy, being very confident in what you do, what you create, what you grow, what your business is. I feel like you have all of those opportunities. The sun is waiting to bless you. The sun is about happiness. Everything grows under the sun. It's about the highest vibration, right? The sun is the happiest card in the deck. So it feels like all of the things can be yours, but it feels like you must pull away, look at things with a very wide lens, because I feel like there is something you're attached to, or that is attached to you, that you need to cut away, or you need to leave behind in order to be able to feel the Nine of Pentacles with the sun. I'm going to say that you're sitting in the pocket of a slingshot is what it feels like. And as soon as you cut those wires, boom, you're going to go. And that's what it feels like. But it feels like something here is keeping you, is holding you back. Let's clarify here for just a little bit. Let's see what the sun says. Let's talk about, let's talk about the devil. I want to know what's holding you back. Let's talk about that first. Tell me about the devil. What is it that Libra needs to see as we look at the bigger picture? That we have the Seven of Pentacles, that something is not yet ready for harvest. Something here still has time to grow. We've got to wait. There's more work that needs to be done. Need to put more hard work into it. Need to nurture it more. Maybe it's possibly grow an intention. You have to be very specific with where you're going, what you're doing, and what you're putting your energy into. It feels like things are about to pick up or go really quick here. We've got full moon in Sagittarius, by the way. I don't know if you have a Sag placement, but it says here that the Eight of Wands being Sagittarius energy, that something here is about to go from really, really slow, grounded, moving so slow, to boom. And that feels like when you cut those cords and you are being shot out of the cannon or out of the pocket of the slingshot. So something here goes from going really, really slow, putting a lot of hard work, to all of a sudden we're on our way. But I think that depends on whether you can detach from whatever is holding you back. What is attachment? It is something that hurt you. So it feels like it's heartbreak or disappointment or the fear of failure, what you might call failure. I don't believe in failure. I think it's an F word, and I feel like that these are karmic situations we're talking about when we talk about fails, and karmic situations are important to teach us lessons. Otherwise, we don't get to move on from there. We will stay stuck in that position. So I do feel that you're scared or feeling heartbroken, and it almost feels like you don't want to let go because you're scared of moving forward. If I move forward, that means that things are going to go too fast, and what if I end up in this Three of Swords energy again? Look, I feel like that when you do finally cut away from this that's been holding you back here, that the Nine of Pentacles shows up. You start feeling far more confident. Whatever you're building is growing. It feels like there is a lot of abundance to appear yet, because everything is growing under the sun. Look, the Seven of Pentacles is here, and I feel like you did a really good job of being intentional with what you plant and where you planted it, because I feel like the sun came out and look what you ended up with. But I feel like if you keep your back to it, you're never going to see it. If you're so focused on what you've lost and scared to move forward, then you can't have this, right? It all depends on the decisions you're making, because the only one of these here, or two of these here, that are major arcanas that you don't have any you don't have any choice in whether they show up or not. They will show up 100%. You do have the choice as to how to react or respond. The sun and the devil are here. Those are two things that are coming at you 100%, but how you choose to deal with it is up to you. So we have sweet results await, and so you are being prepared to understand something. And just from looking at this here, it almost feels like the thing that you're being prepared to understand is that it's okay to take risks. Like the Queen of Wands is here in the reverse. For fear that I might fall on my knees, that I might scrape my knees, that something is going to happen, it'll all burn to the ground, something horrifying and awful is going to happen. Look, the Queen of Wands is the Phoenix. She's the proverbial Phoenix. She's going to rise from the ashes. The Knight of Wands is in the reverse because we just need to be more careful. Think it out. Don't run after the fire. I don't know if you have a fire rising. Maybe you're ruled by fire. Like maybe your chart itself is ruled by fire and you have a Libra placement. Maybe it's your sun and the rest is fire. I don't know. But it feels here that in order to be able to take advantage of the sweet results that await, it feels like you really do have to work on detachment. That means not feeling every single thing that don't get attached to the emotion of it, I would say. Try and work through it in terms of a logical response instead of an emotional response. I really do feel that you have backed away from something for fear that it's not going to go right because the Three of Swords is sitting here looking at us. But I'm going to say that Queen of Wands should never hold back because the Queen of Wands is learning through karmic situations. It's the only way she gets to the throne, my friend. It's the only way you get to be the Queen of Wands is by learning from mistakes, right? Learning from things that are mishaps. Things that were supposed to go wrong, by the way, so you could learn from them. They were karmic things. But if you hold yourself back from doing hard things, you just hold yourself back from transformation. And so the Knight of Wands tells me you've been playing it safe. No risks, no rewards. And so it feels as though you need to detach from that. Take a few small risks. I feel like that's the only way to make it feel like this life is worth it. What happens if you decide you're going to take some risks? If you decide that you're made of rubber and you're going to bounce back anyway, regardless of whether you win or not, you're going for the experience. We've got the Three of Wands. That says then, okay, go. The door is open. I feel like you are wanting some sort of adventure. But for you, it's almost like a perfection issue. And you have this perfection issue in this Libra energy that you overthink everything. And if it's doesn't go to plan in perfection, then you're probably the hardest on yourself. I don't think anybody is as hard on you as you are on yourself. We've got the Four of Wands and we've got the Nine of Swords. See? That's the thing. You go from the 3 to the 4, and that's really beautiful because that's progress, right? But progress cannot come without change. So I feel like what you are being prepared to understand is that, yes, there is a possibility that it won't go right. There is a possibility the next relationship will be a bust. There's a possibility that the next job you get is not for you. But we still have to try these things because all of those things are giving us karmic lessons, and we are here to learn. We are in the learning phase on Earth, right? Earth is the training ground. So I feel like the Three of Wands tells me if you do go out and take your adventure, take the chance to see what is out there, that you'll see there is the Four of Wands. You get to go to the next level. You get to have stability, fun, celebration. And I think that the Nine of Swords is right now, it's like it's the main thing you're looking at, right? The main thing that you're feeling. It's like you're overthinking it. I'm worried it's not going to be perfect. We've got, interestingly enough, the Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords that are here right above the other. So I feel that the Queen of Wands, as long as the Queen of Wands stays in reverse, my friend, that you will not understand what the lesson is that you're supposed to learn in this in-between phase. So I feel like you're supposed to just detach, get rid of whatever is not serving you, and move along, because that's the only way that you're going to get what you want. And I feel like, look, the universe is just waiting to bless you. That's the thing. And as we talk about this, what needs to shift in something to majorly change in your life? This feels like you got out of the pocket of the slingshot, and you're off to excitement. I'm going to say that you are a person that probably is dreamy. Do you have a lot of dreams? Maybe you picture yourself winning, or you picture the way you want your life to be, but with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, you're not very brave. Like, you're not brave enough to fail, I would say. When I see people out there doing their thing, especially, I have a lot of friends who are musicians. When I have people out there and they're doing their thing and they're doing it to the best of their ability, and I get to watch them light up, no matter what they think they're doing, I love it. I love to watch them be in their element. But I feel like this is, the Knight of Cups is, well, I got to be strategic. I want to make sure that I get it right. I can't really have my head in the clouds. I see the potential in that, but maybe I'm going to pull back a little bit. I feel like this is the place that keeps you stuck, because if the Queen of Wands is in the reverse and you won't even let the Knight of Wands meander, I feel like it's going to keep you stuck. So I feel like there is something here that has to shift, and it is this. It's discipline. Discipline of your emotions or how you feel about the situation. Stop it. Disconnect from that. And I feel like once you get your balance, then we're off to the races, right? Horses are racing. You get yourself back into balance, friend, and then you become curious enough to take tiny risks. It starts with the small risks. Tell me about the Chariot, because this is your victory, friend. It feels like you are being prepared to have a major victory show up in this in-between stage here. And we've got the Strength card. We got the Five of Pentacles. And we got the King of Swords. I feel like it's finding the courage to not put yourself on the outside looking in. It's almost like you're on the outside looking in, watching everybody else win. But listen, without risk, there's no reward. And I don't know if you're willing to risk. The King of Swords says, but look, I have all the data. I have all the truth, the honesty, the details. I know that mathematically this should all work. But if you don't have a propeller on the boat, you could have the best waterproof boat that you could ever build, but if you don't have a propeller, you're not going anywhere. You got to go with the flow, right? So we got the Fool. It feels like somebody here is going to think on their feet, make a big bold move, and take a leap of faith. There is something here that you really want, and I think that you're being prepared to see something very clearly, that the universe is like, come on, Libra, we're just waiting to bless you. Come on, Libra. Look, we're going to put down 3 more cards, and then we're going to go into the extended. These 3 cards are Lenormand, and they're going to tell us what we're talking about in the extended, in addition to clarifying all of this. Tell me about Libra. We've got card number 36, which is the Cross. Feels like you're carrying something really heavy. It could be sadness. It could be the loss of something. Feels like a cross to bear. Do you know what I mean? It feels like this is the only way you get to your victory, I feel, is by letting this go, putting it down, putting down the cross. We've got the card number 18. Maybe you just need a partner in crime, or be a best friend to yourself. But the dog is very loyal. I think that you need loyal people around you, or maybe just one loyal friend, somebody that you love. 10 of Cups is here, someone who brings you joy and who can maybe walk with you through the moon energy. Card 18 is here. When you're unsure, someone who won't let go of your hand. We've got card 17. I'm going to say that card 17, of course, is the what do they call them? They look like cranes, but they are, yeah, these birds come back to the same home every year. So they build the home and they come back to the same nest every year. They could be cranes, but I feel like they're the ones that carry the babies. Why can't, fictitiously, of course, storks, that's it. So I feel like something's about to be born, my friend. I feel like you're about to build a home, or feel like you're back home again. I feel like you meet somebody special, a special friend, a special love, but it's only after you drop some sort of cross that you feel you're supposed to carry around with you. And it's really heavy. And I think that the only way you get the victory is by really bringing someone in who is like someone who can be by your side and choose you every time. This is someone who feels like home. This could be someone who's a loyal friend, or someone who ends up being something more in your life. We'll go into the extended and we'll talk more about this, Libra, if you're interested in coming to the extended. then please look at the pinned comment. There is a pinned comment at the top of all the comments under this video here, and you will see that there is a link for the membership area, which is where you want to go if you want to watch the extended. Also, I'm doing private reads. Click on the link to Hypsee if you would like a private read. I do pre-recorded readings. I also do live readings, and those are the ones that are on sale right now. You have to pre-book for all of it. So I'm going to go for now, and I'll be back, because I'm always back. And if you're going to be back, then we'll do this again. Take care, Libra. Thanks. Bye-bye.